Having the rarest personality type in the world comes with a lot of challenges. Because people are not used to such a personality, Sigma males are often misunderstood and can be seen as arrogant, cold, or even weird. While it's true that Sigma males prefer to avoid small talk or large groups of people, they are not necessarily cold or unfriendly. In fact, they can be some of the most passionate and intense people you'll ever meet. They simply don't fit into the traditional social structure. Sigma men are often lone wolves who prefer to live outside the pack. They're not interested in following the herd or climbing the corporate ladder. Instead, they focus on their own goals and pursuits. This can make them seem selfish or aloof to those around them, but it's simply a matter of priorities. They often prefer to work independently or in small groups to be more effective. They like to get things done their own way without conforming to someone else's standards. While Sigma males might not be the most social people in the world, they often have a strong sense of justice and honor. They're not afraid to stand up for what they believe in, even if it means going against the grain. They are often natural leaders, even if they don't necessarily seek out leadership roles. Alpha males might have the social status, but Sigma males often have the respect of those around them. Of course, not everyone will understand or appreciate a Sigma male's independent nature. Those who are used to following the crowd might see them as strange or even intimidating. And because they're so rare, Sigmas can sometimes feel like they don't quite fit in anywhere. But for those willing to look beyond the surface, Sigmas can be some of the most intriguing and inspiring people. Here are 8 reasons why people detest Sigma males. 1. They don't care about fitting in or being popular. While most people strive to be popular or fit in with the crowd, Sigma males couldn't care less about these things. They're not interested in following the herd or conforming to someone else's standards. This can make them seem aloof or arrogant to those around them, but they simply don't care what others think of them. The social status or approval of others means nothing to a Sigma. They focus on their goals and pursuits and are not afraid to go their own way. This attitude can be off-putting to those who are used to following the crowd, but it's one of the things that makes them so intriguing. They have an indifferent nature, which is one of the most common reasons why people detest them. Because Sigmas don't conform to the masses, they are envied and seen as a threat by those who do. Alpha males hate them because they can't control them, and beta males hate them because they represent everything they're not. Of course, this doesn't mean that everyone detests them. In fact, plenty of people admire and respect them for their independent nature, but it's definitely one of the most common reasons why people don't understand them. 2. People misunderstand their bluntness. Sigma males are often very direct and blunt, making them seem rude or even insensitive. They simply don't sugarcoat things the way that other people do. They believe it's better to say what you mean than beat around the bush. While this directness can be refreshing, it can also lead to misunderstandings. People often misinterpret the Sigma's words and intentions, which can lead to conflict. The Sigma man is not afraid of confrontation, but they would prefer to avoid it if possible. They believe it's better to address things head-on than to let them simmer under the surface. This attitude can make them seem like they're always picking fights, but they're simply trying to resolve issues as quickly as possible. Sigma males are not rude. They're just trying to communicate as efficiently as possible. They believe there's no point in wasting time with small talk or pleasantries. This is why Sigma men are the best people to talk to when you need straight-up advice. They'll give it to you without sugarcoating it, and they won't try to spare your feelings. While this can be difficult to deal with at times, it's always better to know the truth than to live in ignorant bliss. They make up for their bluntness with their loyalty and honesty. They will always tell you the truth, even if it's not what you want to hear. 3. They're not afraid to challenge the status quo. While most people are satisfied going along with the status quo, Sigma males are often challenging it. They're not afraid to stand up for what they believe in or to go against the grain. This can make them seem rebellious or even disruptive, but it's simply because they're not afraid to think outside the box. Sigmas believe that the status quo is often unjust or outdated and are not afraid to say so. This often puts them at odds with those in positions of authority, but it's something they're not afraid of. They often have a strong sense of justice, standing up for what's right, even if it means going against the crowd. This attitude can be both a strength and a weakness. On the one hand, it's one of the things that makes them revolutionize the world. But on the other hand, it can also make them seem like troublemakers. Many alpha males resist them for fear of taking their position. But what alphas don't know is that sigma males don't care about their position. They just want to make things better for everyone. This is often misunderstood by those in authority, which is why they detest sigma men. 4. They stand out without even trying. This is especially true when it comes to women. Sigma males are often seen as a threat to traditional alpha males, who are used to being the center of attention. This can lead to a lot of jealousy and resentment from alpha males, who feel like they're being upstage. Although they do not want to be the center of attention, sigmas often stand out without even trying. While they prefer to stay in the background, their unique qualities and accomplishments often make them impossible to ignore. This can make them seem mysterious or even enigmatic, but it's simply because they're not interested in seeking attention. They're private people who often prefer to keep to themselves, but their aura of mystery only adds to their allure. Many women are drawn to them without even knowing why, and this can make them seem almost magnetic. Sigma males do not care about standing out or drawing attention to themselves, and this makes them very different from other people. They prefer not to talk about themselves very much and dislike bragging or showing off what they know. They don't care about impressing people, making them more likely to be modest and self-aware. Though they mind their own business, everyone is aware of their presence. They are not cold loners who want to hide away from the world, but they do like having their own private space that others cannot access. 5. They don't feel the need to explain themselves. While other people might feel the need to justify their actions or explain their feelings, sigma males simply do not operate this way. They're very confident and don't need to explain their actions to anyone. This can often be seen as arrogance, but it's really just a sign of self-assurance. The sigma knows what he's doing and is not second-guessing himself. They don't need your approval or permission. They'll do what they want regardless of what you think. While they listen to your opinion, they ultimately make their own decisions. This can be a difficult pill for some people to swallow, especially those who are used to being in control. The sigma is his own person and won't change for anyone. They value their freedom and autonomy above all else, and they're not going to give that up for anyone. Sigma men are not the type of people who need or want constant companionship and are perfectly happy doing their own thing. This can make them seem selfish, but they're really just independent. They don't need anyone else to validate their actions or make them feel good about themselves. While some people might feel the need to share their every thought and feeling with the world, the sigma keeps his own counsel. 6. People have trouble reading them. Sigma males are very difficult to read, even for people who know them well. They're not people who wear their hearts on their sleeves. They keep their thoughts and feelings to themselves, making them seem unapproachable or even intimidating. This aloofness often leads to misunderstandings, as people often misread the sigma's intentions. He is not always a mind reader, so he expects others to communicate directly with him. Sigma men won't try to guess what you're thinking or feeling, so you need to be direct if you want them to know something. This can be frustrating for those who are used to more emotionally expressive people, but it's just how sigmas operate. While they may not always show it, they do care about the people in their lives. When meeting new people, the sigma often comes across as guarded or even unfriendly. They're not trying to be rude. They're just trying to protect themselves. They are not a people person, and they often prefer to keep to themselves. This doesn't mean they're antisocial. They just don't derive the same pleasure from social interactions as other people do. This often frustrates the competition, as they can't seem to get a read on the Sigma. The Sigma is always one step ahead, and he's not afraid to use this to his advantage. 7. They're obsessed with logic, not emotions or feelings. Sigma males are some of the most logical people you'll ever meet. They're constantly trying to see things from an objective perspective and are not swayed by emotions or feelings. This detached attitude can make them seem unemotional or even heartless, but they simply think that emotions are a hindrance to clear thinking. Sigmas believe emotions should be set aside when making decisions, as they can cloud your judgment. The best decisions are made with a cool head, not when you're feeling angry or upset. This logical approach to life can make Sigma males seem like they're not very compassionate, but they actually have a great deal of empathy for others. They're just not as quick to show it. They often have a strong moral compass and always do the right thing, even if it's not popular. Their sense of justice is one of their most admirable qualities, and they always fight for what they believe in. 8. They don't play by other people's rules. Sigma males don't really care about other people's rules or expectations. They're not the type who will conform to what other people want them to do. This doesn't mean they're rebellious without a cause. They just don't believe in following useless rules for the sake of following them. Many traditional systems are flawed, and Sigma is not afraid to point this out. They're not going to blindly follow something just because it's what's always been done. If they see a better way of doing things, they will pursue it regardless of what other people think. This can often put them at odds with authority figures, but it's also what makes them great entrepreneurs. While other people are stuck following the rules, the Sigma is out there blazing his own trail. This often puts alpha males in a difficult position, as they're used to being the ones in charge. The Sigma doesn't care about hierarchy or power structures. They are just looking for a win-win situation. While many beta males choose Sigma's new path, alpha males often feel threatened by it. The traditional way of doing things is no longer working, but the alpha male is not ready to let go of his power just yet. We live in a world where adaptability is key, and the Sigma is exactly the type of person who can thrive in this environment. While other people are struggling to keep up, the Sigma is out there making things happen. So instead of hating them or trying to bring them down, learn from them. The Sigma is not your enemy. They're just a different type of person. And in a world that's constantly changing, their perspective might be exactly what you need.